Picture this. Your dog waits all day for you to stand up. The exact second you do, they are in your spot before you can even turn around. Most people just laugh it off, right? But what if I told you that one little move is actually the most emotionally loaded thing your dog will ever do? And what if you have been misreading it your entire life? Welcome to Dog Talk. I am Dr. Ben Parker, your resident curiosity expert. If you want to truly understand the bizarre things your dog is trying to tell you, hit subscribe now. Because what we are about to unpack today will completely change the way you see your dog forever. We are diving deep into the psychology of the ultimate canine seat heist. Here is the fascinating thing. That seat is not just warm. It is not just comfortable. To your dog, that specific spot you just left holds something absolutely irreplaceable. No squeaky toy, no premium treat, and no luxury orthopedic dog bed in the world can replicate it. The reason they go straight for it every single time is not about the cushion. It is entirely about you. By the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly what your dog has been trying to communicate every single time they have done this. Let us start at the very beginning. You have seen it 100 times. You stand up to grab a glass of water, maybe answer the door, or just stretch your legs for 30 seconds. And before you have even taken 3 steps, your dog is already spinning in circles on your seat, pressing their nose deep into the cushion, settling in like they own the place. They look like they have been waiting all day for this exact moment. And here is the wild scientific truth of the matter. They probably have been waiting for it all afternoon. To understand why, we have to look at the canine nose. Dogs experience the world almost entirely through smell. Their noses contain roughly 300 million olfactory receptors. For comparison, your human nose has about 6 million. That means your dog's sense of smell is anywhere between 10,000 and 100,000 times more powerful than yours. That is not just a small biological difference. That is a completely different sensory universe. Your dog is essentially walking around with a high-tech mass spectrometer on their face. Now think about what your seat actually smells like to them. Every single time you sit down, you leave behind a dense, incredibly layered, and highly specific chemical signature. We are talking about the natural oils from your skin, trace hormones, and the subtle shifts in your body chemistry that happen when you are relaxed, stressed, or just plain tired. Your dog does not just vaguely detect these things. They read them the way you would read a detailed, highly emotional letter from someone you love deeply. It is an open book. Research published in scientific journals studying canine cognition has found that dogs can detect human emotional states through scent alone. Anxiety, calm, excitement, everything. Your dog picks up on all of it. And your seat, it is soaked in the absolute most concentrated version of your scent that they can possibly access when you are not physically there. So when your dog presses their face into your cushion and exhales deeply, they are not being lazy. They are not being opportunistic little thieves looking for a soft place to nap. They are doing something ancient and profound. They are wrapping themselves in the chemical equivalent of your presence. It is a biological security blanket made out of your smell. It is literally the closest thing to being next to you that they can find without actually being physically next to you. But this scent connection is only the very first layer. There is something underneath this behavior that most dog owners never even think to consider. Keep watching because what comes next explains so much about your dog's weird habits. We are about to flip the script on a concept that most people get completely backwards. Let's talk about the dreaded idea of dominance and why your dog is not trying to be the boss. When your dog takes your seat, every human instinct tells you they are taking something away from you. You think they are being cheeky, dominant, or winning some petty power struggle. That is the outdated story most people tell themselves. But scientifically speaking, that is absolutely not what is happening when your furry best friend steals your favorite armchair. Dogs are descended from pack animals that operated on very clear cooperative social structures. In those structures, taking care of your bonded pack members was the ultimate priority. One of the most important responsibilities a pack member had was guarding the resources and resting places of the individuals they were deeply bonded to. Not stealing them, guarding them. When your dog sits in your spot, a highly significant part of that behavior is about preservation. They are holding your place. They are keeping your scent concentrated and protected. They are, in their own unique canine way, maintaining the presence of the person they are most attached to, in the exact space where that person clearly belongs. It is an act of loyalty. Think about how dogs behave with objects that belong to their owners. Many dogs will curl up next to, or even directly on top of, their owner's shoes, unwashed laundry, or pillows. This is not random. and they are not trying to ruin your clothes. It is a comfort-seeking and territory-holding behavior that is rooted in a remarkably deep psychological attachment. Your seat is just the largest, most obvious version of this phenomenon. Studies on canine separation-related behavior have found some truly fascinating data regarding these habits. Dogs who have incredibly strong attachment bonds to their owners show significantly more seat-occupying and owner item-seeking behaviors when left alone compared to other dogs. In other words, the more your dog absolutely adores you, the more likely they are to be sitting in your seat the exact moment you leave it. It is a direct measurement of their love. So the next time you come back to find your dog sprawled across your spot, looking completely unrepentant, take a second before you shoo them off. Look at what is really happening. What you are actually looking at is a dog that loves you enough to want to hold your place while you are gone. They are keeping the throne warm for the most important person in the room. Now, this brings us to something that touches on the relationship between you and your dog at a much deeper, more psychological level. Because the seat is not just about scent, and it is not just about attachment, it is also about something your dog has quietly, internally decided about exactly who you are to them. And this one might genuinely surprise you. Here is a question most people never think to ask. Why your seat? Why not the plush armchair in the corner? Why not the other end of the incredibly comfortable living room sofa? Why not the warm patch of sunlight on the floor that has been sitting there all afternoon? Your dog is not randomly choosing comfort. They are specifically targeting your spot. And that choice is highly intentional, in a way that goes much deeper than most people realize. Dogs are extraordinarily observant creatures. They are watching you all the time. They spend their entire lives reading the humans they live with. They track routines, monitor body language, and carefully catalog patterns of behavior over weeks, months, and years. Your dog builds an incredibly detailed internal map of your household dynamics. They know who feeds them, who opens the door, who controls when walks happen, and when playtime ends. They know exactly who sits where, how long they sit there, with what kind of energy and what mood they are in. They are tiny, furry, highly efficient data collection machines. And what they have almost certainly concluded, if they are going to your seat specifically, is that you are the absolute most important person in that entire physical space. In canine social dynamics, the resting place of the most significant individual in a group carries a very special kind of status. But let me be clear, it is not about dominance at all. It is not about that aggressive, outdated dog training theory that people used to push. It is about significance. Your seat is where the person who matters the most spends their time. It holds the heaviest concentration of your energy, your warmth, and your smell. And for a dog who has decided that you are their person, that spot becomes a sacred location. It becomes the most meaningful location in the entire house. When your dog sits in it, they are not challenging your authority. They are expressing something much closer to pure reverence. They want to be exactly where you are in the most literal sense possible. And when you are not physically there, the absolute next best thing is to be exactly where you just were. Dog behavior researchers have observed that dogs in multi-person households will almost always preferentially occupy the seat of the person they have the strongest emotional bond with. They will do this even when other seats in the room are equally warm, equally cushioned, and perfectly available. The emotional attachment drives the choice, not the physical comfort. Think about that for a second. Out of every single available surface in your entire home, your dog keeps coming back to the one that belongs to you. That is absolutely not a coincidence. That is a calculated decision. And what we are building toward here, what all of these scientific layers are pointing to, is a beautiful conclusion about what this behavior really means. Most dog owners spend years completely missing this profound message. We are getting to the ultimate truth, but first, there is something purely physical happening that you need to know. Try this experiment, put your bare hand on your seat right after you have been sitting in it for an hour. It is warm, obviously, you already knew that part of the equation. But what you probably do not know is how incredibly significant that specific warmth is for your dog from a purely biological and evolutionary standpoint. Let's talk about body heat. Dogs have a slightly higher baseline body temperature than humans do. The average human sits around 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Dogs typically run quite a bit hotter. A dog's normal body temperature is usually between 100 and 100.2.5 degrees. Their metabolism burns hotter, and their ideal environmental temperature is higher. This is exactly why dogs seek out warm surfaces with what can look like borderline obsession. They are always hunting for those sunny patches on the living room floor. They love the top of the dryer, the warm side of a laptop that has been running for an hour, or freshly dried laundry that just came out of the machine 5 minutes ago, and your seat. But here is what makes your seat specifically valuable in a way those other warm surfaces just are not. It is warm, yes, but it also smells exactly like their favorite human being. It is warm and it feels incredibly safe. It is warm and it carries every single layer of emotional and social meaning we have already talked about. The heat is very real and it matters. Biologically, it works together with everything else to make your seat the single most appealing spot in your dog's entire world. It is the ultimate jackpot of canine comfort and security. Research on thermoregulation in domestic dogs has found that dogs expend measurably less energy when resting on warm surfaces compared to cool ones. It is a brilliant survival tactic. Because their bodies do not have to work nearly as hard to maintain their core temperature, occupying your warm seat is not just emotionally satisfying, it is physically efficient. It is actually good for them in a concrete, metabolic sense. Your dog has, without ever reading a single scientific study on thermoregulation, figured out a brilliant life hack. They know your seat is the warmest, safest, most energy efficient, and most emotionally comforting place in the house. And they have figured out exactly when to strike to claim it. They know the exact moment it becomes available is the moment you stand up. Which leads directly to something that tends to completely blow people's minds when they first hear about it. This next fact stops people cold. Picture this. You have not even moved yet. You are still sitting there completely still, and yet your dog is already starting to position themselves. They are watching you with that particular quality of intense attention that is different from their usual relaxed observation. Almost like they are waiting for a secret, invisible signal. Only they can perceive it. And here is the absolute truth of the matter. They are perceiving it. Dogs are incredible, highly tuned pattern recognition machines operating at a genius level. They operate at a level of precision that most humans cannot really grasp. They have been studying you, specifically you, for every single day of the time they have lived in your house. They know the exact sound your phone makes when you put it face down on the side table. They know the particular way you shift your body weight in the cushion right before you stand up. They know the specific quality of breath you take before you say something out loud versus the breath you take right before you get up and walk to the kitchen. They notice everything. Every single one of these microsignals has been carefully cataloged in their brain. Every one has been connected to a specific outcome. They are little behavioral scientists studying you. Over months and years, your dog has assembled a highly predictive model of your behavior that is, frankly, more detailed than anything you have built about yourself. They know your habits. Research in animal cognition, including landmark studies on a dog's ability to anticipate owner behavior, has consistently found that dogs can predict routine actions with remarkable accuracy. They base this on environmental cues that humans produce completely unconsciously. This is part of why many dogs appear to magically know when their owner is coming home from work. They know it before the car is even in the driveway. They have mapped the time, the sounds, and the subtle shifts in household energy that always precede your daily arrival. The exact same cognitive process is happening in real time on your living room sofa. Your dog is not just reacting to you getting up, they are actively anticipating it before it happens. They are already in motion based on tiny signals you gave them seconds or even minutes before you consciously decided to move your body. They are basically reading your mind. By the time you are actually standing, they have already calculated the trajectory, cleared the physical distance, and claimed the spot. This is absolutely not your dog being annoying. This is your dog demonstrating one of the most sophisticated cognitive skills in the entire animal kingdom, applied entirely to the very important question of where they are going to nap next. But understanding why they are so good at reading you connects to something much bigger about the relationship between dogs and humans, something building for tens of thousands of years. Understanding this completely changes the meaning of everything we have talked about so far. Here is something that used to be genuinely controversial in animal behavior science. It is now increasingly accepted as biological fact. Dogs do not just observe humans, they actively learn from us. They intentionally model their own daily behavior directly on ours. For a long time, the scientific consensus was that social learning of this kind, watching another individual and copying them, was something that happened primarily in advanced primates. Dogs were thought to be good at reading human cues, sure, but actually absorbing and replicating human behavior patterns? That seemed like a massive stretch. to early researchers. Then scientists started looking more carefully. Studies from institutions, including the University of Vienna, have demonstrated that dogs engage in observational learning at a high level. They watch what their owners do. They form associations between specific behaviors and specific locations, times, and outcomes. And they apply what they have observed to their own lives. Your seat is an absolutely perfect example of this phenomenon. Your dog has watched you sit in that spot for months or years. They have seen exactly how you behave when you are resting there. They see the relaxation in your body, the extended time you spend in that location, and the comfort of your presence. And what they have concluded is that this must be the best place to be. This is also why dogs tend to mirror their owners' emotional states over time. Calm owners tend to have calmer dogs. High-energy owners tend to have dogs that match that frantic energy. It is not just a matter of matching personalities. It is active social learning. Your dog is taking their cues from you constantly and adjusting who they are based on what they observe. Let us pull all of this together. The scent, the warmth, the social learning, the pattern recognition, the deep attachment. They are all pointing to one beautiful, undeniable truth. Sleep is the moment of maximum vulnerability for an animal. Choosing to rest in the spot that smells like you means they are choosing to be vulnerable because you make them feel utterly safe. When your dog takes your seat, they are exhibiting one of the strongest attachment behaviors available to them. They are showing you that you are the center of their emotional universe. So the next time you find them settled in your spot, do not rush to move them. It is not dominant, it is not a power game, it is the most sincere, biologically honest kind of love. If this changed the way you see your dog, that is what Dog Talk is here for. I am Dr. Ben Parker. Hit subscribe to uncover more canine mysteries and share this with a fellow dog lover.